What is going on, everyone? On today's show, it's a very special day because not only is today the premiere of a game that is near and dear to my gaming history, but also today is the return of my wrestling commentary show, Smart Guy. So it's a double whammy of a day, and I hope that you're all ready to have a good time with me. On today's podcast, we'll be talking all about how yesterday went, including the Ninja Turtles pizza party, including the conclusion of a game on Indies night and more. We'll be talking about the future. To be honest, it'll be a more chill day today, but that's all good. So sit back and relax. It's time for another episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
All right, everyone. It's Thursday, the 6th of March, 2025. I'm DSP, and this is the Level 1 Podcast, where we cover all kinds of topics, gaming and otherwise. And today's no different. Today, we will recap all the stuff I've been up to. I've got some updates on what you can expect in the next several days of content. We got to talk about our next goal because it's right around the corner. The 5 Nights at Freddy's Marathon. I'm excited for that and more. What a great day. All right, I hope you're all doing well. I hope I find you all in good spirits and in good mood and you're ready to chill here with me. One thing that has been happening is because I have to move the equipment around a little bit for various different streams, I'm trying to streamline everything and get it into like the exact right positions. You know what I mean? Like the microphone, I had to move it for Call of Duty yesterday. And now I'm trying to like move it back. I'm like, it just doesn't feel like it's in the right spot. I think I'm trying to get it closer to my mouth, but at an angle so it doesn't block, you know. Also, if you haven't noticed something, I've begun using both key lights full time just to show you. This is what it used to be like with only one. And I think it looked fine. But I did notice that since I started using both key lights, I think that the podcast itself also looked better. So I said, all right, why not just start using both? If I can get it on. And I think it looks better. You guys give me your feedback on that, because I do think that has improved the visuals of, me on this kind of vlogging or podcasting style content. It already was making the camera look better when we were doing face cam and all of that. So good stuff there. And I welcome you all to the show, all the regulars here in chat. How y'all doing? I'm glad that you're all here because today is going to be a very meaningful day for me. All right. Why? Because today we're going to begin with a game that I played for the first time ever back in the 1990s when it was a new release on the PlayStation 1. Back then was a really big burgeoning time for RPGs. Previous to the PS1 era, most RPGs weren't that long because everything was on a cartridge. So you couldn't have a long game because it didn't fit, just data-wise. It was remarkable that games such as Final Fantasy VI even fit on like a Super Nintendo cartridge. But when the PlayStation 1 came out and everything became CD storage based, all of a sudden RPGs blew up. I mean, tons of them on every console available that ran on a CD. And it was like this big epic era. And I remember just all these cool games were coming out on PlayStation 1. But this series, Suikoden, or however you say it, because here's the thing. Back then, no one said these things in person. Seriously. So many games would come out and you'd say it one way, and another person would say it another way, and no one would know how you're actually supposed to pronounce. And for the longest time, everyone said it was Ryu in Street Fighter. No one knew it was pronounced Ryu. So, in regards to this series, I'm going to say it's Suikoden, but hey, if we determine later it's pronounced differently, that's fine. It basically hit every single checkbox for me of what I was looking for in an RPG. Okay, a very well-written, emotional story. Yes. Tons of notable, interesting characters. Yes. Great graphics for the time. Yes, of course, now here we are over 30 years later. And an amazing soundtrack that took advantage of the fact that RPGs were moving from cartridge to CD based? Yes, all of those things. So what did I just do? I accidentally just hit something. Did that screw up the podcast? I hope not. I hit a button on my keyboard that went crazy. I think I hit print screen. Anyway, all of those things combined, and then on top of that, it introduced new elements. This game actually has big army battles where you control an army that could be different kinds of troops. You have spearmen or cavalry or people on foot or people that are snipers, and they face off against other army groups in a kind of like a rock, paper, scissors style. And you have to win these big battles multiple times during the game at epic points, and they actually determine, your outcomes of the story and stuff like that. So this game is great in that regard. And then on top of that, at the time, Suikoden had the most playable characters of any video game. 108 recruitable, playable characters in Suikoden. How crazy is that? And that was kind of the gimmick, the 108 stars. Can you recruit all of them to your team to save the world? So, pretty awesome. Now, here's the thing. Today, we're playing the remake. It just came out this morning. Like, you couldn't even download it last night. It came out overnight on Steam. From what I'm to understand, dramatically improved graphics with new effects and stuff like that. The music sounds great. So, it's going to be an epic collection. However, it is a JRPG. It is over 30 years old. Well, around 30 years old at this point. And it's going to be a slow-paced game with turn-based combat, okay? Many of you might be turned off by this. A lot of people, sadly, in my viewing audience, have this installed bias against JRPGs, notably the classics, all right? Over the years, there are certain games that I have played that meant something to me. It wasn't just, it's a game I'm doing a playthrough of for enjoyment. It's like, this is a game I grew up with. This is a game that's part of my history. The Suikoden series 1 and 2 are most definitely that to me. And I know that as we're hearing this music and everything, it's going to be epic. And I'm going to be feeling things, remembering stuff from my past, very nostalgic, okay? So I'm going to love this. But I don't know for how many people this is going to turn into something that you're going to enjoy. You really have to enjoy classic RPGs to really like this game. But what I will say is, if you're here for a relaxing, interactive, chill, hangout style vibe, where we can talk and interact and have a good time with each other's company while we're experiencing a classic RPG, this could be one of the best playthroughs I've ever done. I would compare it to, remember when we played Dragon Quest XI many years ago, and it was just a very lengthy playthrough, but we treated it as a time to just hang out and have a good time rather than, we always have to be so invested in the game. And because of that, there were people who would show up for that game who didn't even like RPGs but had a great time, So I feel like we can do that, but I need people to buy into that and not say, it's just a JRPG and I hate JRPG, so I'm not coming back until Phil's done with this one. You have to understand that I'm kind of playing the games that are available right now. What are all the games available? RPGs, right? And even the games I've skipped. I'm playing Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. That's an RPG. Avowed. That's an RPG. Now the Suikoden collection. That's an RPG. What games did I recently skip? Monster Hunter Wilds. That's an RPG. We're doing it again. Literally, the gaming industry is doing it again. It's going into RPG overload. And there's nothing as a gamer I can do about that. I have to play the games that are available. Now, in reality, I'm happy with the games that we're playing. I like Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. I know I'm going to like the Suikoden collection, okay? But, admittedly, there could be a lot of people who are upset and say you're playing too many RPGs. Well, my goal is to keep other games in the rotation. We've got Call of Duty Black Ops 6 in there firmly, and I am playing it at least 2 to 3 times a week, and we're having a great time with that. I want to get fighting games in the rotation. I just started playing retro fighting games. We can go back to Street Fighter 6 if we desire. I want to keep action balanced with RPG. So that way it's not literally every single stream is a slow-paced RPG and people tune out for 2-3 months. That's what happened last year around this time, is that the first 3-4 months of the year was just RPG overload. All right? So let's see how it goes today. I'm feeling positive. I know that no matter what, the playthrough will be something special to me and notable for those who like RPGs and or my gaming history. But for a lot of people, oh, there's not action and this is going to be too slow paced or whatever. And I get that, but I would ask maybe give it at least a shot, at least give it a try and see if you do like just hanging out rather than being so incredibly intensely focused on what game I'm playing for a change. I think it's going to work out in the long run. I really do. But let's find out. All right. The collection itself, I think, was $50 for 2 games. It's not just one, it's Suikoden 1 and 2, both of which are lengthy RPGs. And by the way, they're direct sequels, meaning they actually continue the story, unlike Final Fantasy, where every single game reboots the story or has a totally new plot line with different characters in a different universe. In this game, it's the same world, the same storyline continuing on. Now, am I going to actually play both of them back to back? No, absolutely not. I would like to play one over the course of the next month to month and a half, and then after that, give it a break. And then in the future, bring in 2 and play that. Okay, so let's see how 1 goes. I'm excited for today. Really, I've been anticipating this for a long time, but I just haven't really been hyping it up because sadly, I know how my audience is. And I am nervous that every time I play this game, we're going to get like 150 viewers across both platforms, it's YouTube and Kick. And that's a concern. I want to be playing stuff that's going to bring people to my streams. I don't want to be playing stuff that people don't care about. So let's see how it goes. But I really hope that you guys will give it a shot. Okay? So let's see. All right. Folks, let's start off today with some positive celebratory news. Yesterday, we had our big pizza party as a celebration of hitting 40 goals. And then on top of that, yesterday, we continued to hit all of our goals. So now we're at 43 out of 50. That means that this Five Nights at Freddy's Torture-thon is right around the corner. And if you don't know, what this is going to be is a day-long marathon where I'm going to play a bunch of the Five Nights at Freddy's games. And I'm actually curious, do they offer them like in a bundle? Let's see. Here on Steam, if I were to click just Five Nights at Freddy's, I own the first one already. I guess not. That's pretty wild that they don't offer it in a bundle. But I already have it. It's in my Steam library. I played it for 10 minutes. I'm serious. It says I played 0.1 hours, so that's like, what, 10, 15 minutes? And then I never played it again. That's actually pretty funny. Let's see. So then we've got part 2. I'm pretty sure I did not buy part 2. That one's $8. Then there's part 3. That one's $8. Then there's part 4. That one's $8. What's funny is they were all released within 1 year. Like, seriously, they were all released within the same year. It was like early 2014 through like late 2015, so maybe 2 years. All these games came out so fast. Then all these other games came out. There's Security Breach. No, it looks like Sister Location was next. And then after Sister Location, it looks like there was a long gap. There's a bundle here. It's just Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, Curse of Dreadbear. But it says that they're VR games. Huh? I don't want VR. And there's Help Wanted. Yeah, there's a lot of VR games. So it's hard to tell, like, what's next. It looks like Sister Location was basically Five Nights at Freddy's 5. And that one I don't have. When did I played a Five Nights at Freddy's game years ago. You know what it was? You know what it was? I think I played it on console. Yeah. So I guess it's Five Nights at Freddy's 1 through 4. Then it's Sister Location. And then from what I'm seeing, security breach, and then there hasn't been one since then. Security breach is incredibly expensive. It's $40. All the other ones are cheap. Even Sister Location is $8. Then all of a sudden, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, $40? Why is it so expensive? That's bizarre. That is so expensive. Anyway, I don't think we're going to get through all of those. You know what I mean? I'll probably get, I already have part 1, but I'll probably get like the first 4 and maybe Sister Location. And we'll probably end up going through all of those, playing each one for maybe like a half an hour, you know, try to figure it out, and see how they evolve over time. But after that, I don't see us getting past Sister Location because the next one's $40. You know, I guess we'll have to see how it goes. But anyway, so that's what, oh, here we go. It goes Five Nights at Freddy's 1 through 4, then Sister Location, then Pizzeria Simulator, Custom Night, Help Wanted, Security Breach, Help Wanted 2. Pizzeria Simulator, that's not even on here. It's actually not even in here. Is it just called Pizzeria Simulator? Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. Oh, it's like an 8-bit game. It's free. I see. And then Custom Night. Ultimate Custom Night, also free. And the preview of it is just a bunch of fucking idiotic content creators with their stupid face cams and them screaming as they try to play it because they're morons. That's how they get views. Oh, good. Yeah, I don't think I'll be playing that. Anyway. All right, well, we'll see. So, but anyway, that's what the marathon's going to be. Me going through like 4 or 5 of these Five Nights at Freddy's games, and playing them in a marathon setting. Also, I'll be drinking, and there'll be some food that day as well. Basically, here's the deal. All right, the food that we're going to have that day is determined on what day it is, because my wife does work several days next year. Several days next week. But we don't know what day the marathon is going to be. Okay? If it's on a day she's off, then she'll probably cook. She wanted to cook for this marathon. But being that it looks like this marathon is going to be midweek, based on the level of goals that we've hit, she might not be home for it. Okay? So it depends. If she's not home, then we're going to order food, but it ain't going to be like fast food. We'll order from like a restaurant around here, and we'll have a feasting with the king. So let's see how it goes over the course of the week. So FYI, we're at 43 goals. Okay, we need to hit 50, and then we're doing the marathon. We could even do the marathon like right away after we hit the 50. Whatever the next day is, doesn't really matter. The only day that we can't really do it would be whatever day that we're going to do Smart Guys next week. Now, I would assume we're going to do Smart Guys on Tuesday, but I haven't 100% confirmed that yet with PPP. We'll see how it goes. So let's see how everything goes. All right, let's go from there. Let's play it by ear and see how we do with these goals. Because here's the thing. If we hit a goal every stream moving forward, then it would be 2 today and 2 tomorrow. So we have 47 by the end of Friday. We'd hit 2 on Sunday, we'd be at 49. If we hit another one on Monday, then that means Tuesday would be the marathon. But then that interferes with Smart Guys. See? So I guess we have to see, how it goes. Okay? Cool. I do have some shout outs to do, and we're going to see how we're doing this morning with momentum and all of that. Do I still have the Street Fighter cookbook? Of course we do, Fed Roger. What do you think we did? Throw it out? No, we still have the Street Fighter cookbook. Abdullah says, how much would it be to donate if you could have Papa John's pizza, but not on DSP Tries It, but instead enjoy it off stream and off cam with your wife? What? How much would it be to donate for us to buy pizza off stream? $0. What we buy off stream, we buy off stream. It has nothing to do with donations. I'm very confused about the question. I really am. Like, listen, if you want to contribute, great, please do. But if we're doing stuff like that off stream, how would you even know? I'm very confused. And in truth, we both enjoyed the pizza. We have leftover. Guess what we're having for dinner today? Leftover Papa John's pizza. Because we have so much. We ordered, a lot of pizza and we have enough, so we'll have a second meal out of it. So now my wife doesn't have to cook or anything today. Okay? So there you go. All right. Some quick shout out. So first of all, we started off today with a shout out from Dark Ethan. He had done a $10 super chat, okay, earlier before the stream had started, and I wanted to count it towards the stream. He says, "Hey DSP, you're playing one of my favorite games and favorite RPGs of all time. Have a good day. And sorry for my broken English." It is kind of broken English, but I kind of like just summarize what he said. Well, Dark Ethan, I appreciate that. I guess he couldn't be here for the stream, but he still wanted to contribute because it's one of his favorite games. And I very much appreciate that. So thank you, Dark Ethan, for technically the first contribution of the day. Now, Dumpy Koala gifted our first sub of the day. There we go. Oh, my nose itches. So let's get Dumpy Koala on the leaderboard. Here we go. Thank you, sir. And then the first tip of the day rolled in. A $2 tip from Flatman B. This is what's up, everyone. I hope all is well. Much love and God bless. Thank you to Flatman for our first tip of the day. Get that on leaderboard. So, a $17 start. Thank you for that, everyone, for the early start. I really hope that today, with the premiere of Suikoden Collection, or I should say Suikoden 1 HD Remake, because that's what they're really calling it, the full name of the first game. I hope that we will hit a goal and continue that momentum towards the marathon. Again, the sooner the better with the marathon. If we actually hit more than 2 goals a day, we can do the marathon on Monday, in which case that would not interfere with our schedule for smart guys and stuff like that. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how we do, because to be honest, I don't foresee that we're going to hit 3 goals or anything every day moving forward. So let's find out. So we've got a super chat, we've got a sub, and we got a tip. How about we get some members, right? Who's going to be the first person to become a member or give some memberships to the community on YouTube today? Let's find out. And of course, let's see where the momentum goes. Can we get someone else to toss in our next sub? Can we get another tip? Let's get some momentum rolling here on the stream as we jump into the show, okay? All right, so yesterday went pretty well. First stream was the Ninja Turtles Pizza Party. So we played Call of Duty Black Ops 6, the Ninja Turtles event, and FYI, I actually spent money on the game, which I almost never do. As you guys know, I pretty much almost never spend my money on microtransactions in any game that I'm playing on stream. But being that we've been playing Call of Duty a lot recently, we've been enjoying the Ninja Turtles event, and the fact that we've been seeing so many Ninja Turtles things in the game, I said, you know what? I would spend some investment in this. Let's toss a few bucks in. So we actually got the Ninja Turtles Battle Pass, which immediately unlocked like half the content because we had played the Ninja Turtles event twice already. So we actually got like half the stuff unlocked. And then we had to choose a turtle, and it took us a little bit to figure it out, but I chose Raphael. And we got his pack, which included the character, operator skin, his melee weapons, which are size, a couple weapons. There's an SMG and an LMG, and I'm going to be honest, they're both awful. Like, they're really bad weapons. And it's some cool animations and stuff like that. So we got it and proceeded to play. Sadly, a couple things happened. Number one, the connections just were not very good yesterday. I think, no lie, out of all the games I played over 2 hours, only like 2 games were worth playing. The rest were all laggy as shit. I mean, it's just hilarious when you go to play and every single time an enemy shows up, you don't even have time to try to aim. You're just instantly dead. But it never shows the enemy actually shooting at you. And then the sound effect is 4 bullets hitting you at once. When someone fires a weapon, it should go shot, 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 shot. And when it hits you, it should go boom, 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 boom. Instead, it's going, boom. Wait, what? How could 4 bullets fired in succession hit you at the same time? Because the connection sucks. And they haven't really improved the connections in Call of Duty in a good 5 years. They've been running with the same shitty netcode And every year it's the same. And it's sad because I actually really like Black Ops 6. I think that Black Ops 6 is a good game. It's better than the last 2 Modern Warfares, but they still haven't improved the netcode, and it's just frustrating every time you play it. Because you'll have one match where it will work beautifully. You actually have a chance to shoot people. You actually can react to things. You can be silly, and you can flank them, and everything works. And then you go to play, and the next match is complete garbage. What is going on? So anyway, sadly it wasn't a very good stream, but then last minute I realized that the size are an instant kill just with left click, which I didn't know. I thought all the size are small, right? So they got to be, a 2-hit kill. So I kept going for the animation, which is the right click animation where you double stab someone in the chest and they die instantly. Well, guess what? You don't need to do that. I could have just been running around just mashing, and I would have been killing like twice as many people. I'm like, oh my God, I figured this out the last match. I'm like, that's very frustrating. It's very frustrating when you want to do well and put out a great stream for your audience, and you get screwed over because you didn't understand the mechanic. So good news is, I know when we play again next time, I will be able to play much better, okay? But it did suck. I wish that the stream had gone better. It didn't. It actually was kind of disappointing with the gameplay. But then we jumped into DSP Tries It, Papa John's. And I will say this. Now having 2 different cameras that I can cut between, and this camera being able to aim down at the table, this is actually improving my content in a lot of ways. Number one, Lego night this week went really well, right? The Lego stream worked just so much better than having that far away camera with all the artifacting. To have it here and to see me actually build right in here has been amazing. It worked out really well. And then yesterday to have the food and be able to show you up close what it actually looked like, as opposed to when I used to just have the wide cam and I'm showing it's kind of blurry and the autofocus isn't working, right? This was really working well, all right? So I'm very happy to have the improved setup. And I would say, technically, it was the best episode of DSP Tries It I've ever done. I don't know how many people are watching it. I actually have no clue. I haven't even looked. I guess I could take a look now. I didn't even read the comments or anything. But I hope that it's doing well. It already has 600 to 700 views already, and it hasn't even been up for 24 hours. Typically, within 2 to 3 days, DSP Tries It usually always breaks 1,000 views. So, likes are pretty good too. So, it looks like people enjoyed it. Oddly enough, it says there's only 2 comments. I don't know why DSP Tries It usually always gets more comments than that. I wonder if any got held. Held. Apply. 1. Well, I hope you guys will give it a look. It actually was a great episode. And basically, I ordered 3 items, an appetizer and 2 kinds of pizza. One kind of pizza was actually surprisingly really good, which I wasn't expecting. One kind of pizza was kind of disappointing, and the appetizer was actually pretty good. So I was able to show it off. I really enjoyed the episode. I stuffed myself with pizza. It's a win-win. And you can check it out over on the DSP Reacts channel if you haven't seen it yet. Okay? So check it out. So we'll not be doing DSP Tries It next for our reward because we're going to be doing the 5 Nights at Freddy's Torture Marathon, okay? Like I said, there will be food during that, but it will not be a fast food DSP Tries It. Either my wife will be cooking or I'll be ordering something from a restaurant and we'll do a Feasting with the King, which essentially is kind of a different take on like a mukbang or whatever you want to call it, where I have the meal and I describe it, but it's not necessarily a taste testing where I rank it or anything like that. A lot of the times when I order stuff, it's from a restaurant I know and I like the food. So we'll see how it goes. All right. But yeah, the pizza party went well. You know, we had good support. People enjoyed the stream, and the DSP Tries It went really well. Last night on my late stream, we wrapped up a game about digging a hole. Yes, that's actually the name of it. We wrapped it up. It took about an hour. And I don't want to spoil because, man, it was one of the most interesting, shocking endings that I've seen in an indie game. So if you didn't see it yet, check it out. It's live on DSPGaming. And it was actually worth, indie game was like $5. It was 3 hours of gameplay, but it was pretty unique and interesting. And I actually really enjoyed it. We had a lot of chill discussion and treated it kind of more like a hangout session than a serious playthrough. And it was very entertaining. So give it a look. Okay. Now, after that, we had an hour left, but we hadn't determined what we wanted to do. So we ended up going into Steam, and everyone was recommending a ton of games. And I ended up adding like 12 games to my Steam wish list, some of which I actually really want to play. So probably we will do some more indies nights in the future moving forward, where we'll jump into some of these new games. But we didn't really have time to play another game, so instead we did like a half an hour just hangout Q&A, and it went well, and we hit a goal again. So like it seems like no matter what I'm doing, it doesn't matter if I'm podcasting, if I'm playing an action-based game, if I'm playing a fighting game, or Call of Duty, or if I'm playing an RPG or something else, you guys are enjoying my content and supporting it no matter what. And I really appreciate you for doing that. Really, thank you. Again, you're allowing me to do what I love for a living, to make various different kinds of content, to diversify myself, which is great. I mean, right now, just think of all the diversity in what I'm doing. We've got Lego streams, we've got taste tests, we've got action games, chill indie games, RPGs. We've got a wrestling commentary show, right? We got all this stuff going on, and it's all working. And I'm very happy for that. So thank you all for that, really. And let's keep it rolling forward positively. Speaking of which, John Philip Stamos gifted a sub on Kick. So let's count that towards our goal. Thank you, John Philip Stamos. That gets us up to $22 of support so far today. Again, hope to keep that momentum rolling as we play Suikoden. Cheers. And being that it has been quite a while since I brought it up, I feel like I should, ladies and gentlemen, remember something that I haven't brought up in a very long time. I have a merchandise store. Yeah, darksidephil.shop. I haven't really looked at it or brought it up in a very long time. Reason being, number one, it's not the holidays anymore. Not a lot of people are looking to buy merch. And number two, I haven't added anything new recently. But you can buy Darkside Phil merch, like this mug, the Level 1 Podcast officially branded mug, among many other things here on the site, including t-shirts, hoodies, ringer shirts, pullovers, sweatshirts, including the new DSPGaming logo that I use on the channel now, tote bags, two-sided mugs. The Philomania mug wraps all the way around, while the Level 1 Podcast mug actually has the logo on both sides. And I use these mugs every single day. Okay? So give it all a look. Anything you buy ships worldwide. And if you spend $40 or more, the shipping is free. Anything you buy from the Darkside Phil shop does help me out, myself, and my business. Actually, I make more commission on the sales on this site than I ever did back on Teespring. Teespring was a pretty big ripoff. This is much better when it comes to commissions and stuff for sales. I hope you'll give it a look. Now, of course, because I brought this up, people are asking, well, how's sales going and everything? I don't even know. To be honest, I haven't even checked in with them since January, because this is what happens all the time, right? We get excited, we bring it up, we talk about it or whatever. And what is there a censor haze? No. He says when you bring up the mug, is it censoring it? Yeah, watch. The mug, are you talking about like this? Yeah, the mug cuts in and out of existence. Yeah, with my I don't know why. If I go like this, it's back, and I go like this, it's gone. I go like this, it's back, and I go like this, it's gone. The invisible mug. There you go. Anyway, so yeah, anything that you guys get, helps me out. How is sales doing? I honestly don't know. I don't really check, and I'm working with this company. Probably if I checked, I would, find out. I don't think it's doing very well at this point, to be honest. Oh, no. This is because I'm stupid. I'm being asked, why does it look like there's a ring around the mug? Because I washed the mug by hand with a sponge, because my dishwasher's been broken for years, and I overwashed the mug and I destroyed it. It's my fault. Okay, because people are saying, here's what he's talking about. You see on the mug? That's because I destroyed the mug. See, if you take a look here, it's not like that near the handle, but it's like that around the top of the mug. Okay. Why is it like that? Because I wash my own dishes and I'm an idiot and I don't know how to wash dishes because and I use the sponge with a scrubber to clean all my mugs and I basically destroyed the mug. Yeah. I use, you can use just like a dish sponge and it has two sides. One's a regular side, one's a scrubber side. So I'm dumb and I'm like, oh, I used the mug. Let me use the scrubber side. And I literally scrubbed the finish off of the mug. And that's my fault. I've done it. I've basically done it to like all of my mugs because I'm an idiot. I used to have a dishwasher that worked many years ago, and then I didn't do that. But my dishwasher broke like 3 years ago, and I just never got a new one. I never bothered. So now we hand wash all the dishes, but now I destroyed the mugs because I'm a stupid idiot. Okay? In reality, I can't believe you even noticed that because I didn't even notice it until like a day or two ago. I was looking at it, I was like, oh yeah, my mug wore out. It's my fault because I scrubbed it like a moron. No, not sandpaper, but a two-sided, what is it, like a Scotch-Brite sponge or whatever? One side is like the yellow sponge, the other side is the scrubber. So me, stupidly, I used the scrubber. And I actually wore the mug out because of it. Anyway, so give it a look, and I don't know how the shop is doing because I haven't checked. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll email the shop because that's what I do. I email the shop and say, hey, just checking in, how are sales going? Maybe I'd like to, I only take a payment when I feel like it. They don't automatically send it to me. So I have no idea if anyone has actually bought any merch in the last 2 months. I haven't even checked. Probably not. That's the thing. Like when I mention it, I'll get a burst in sales. And then if I don't mention it for a long time, then I don't get the sales. So maybe some people will buy some stuff now. I don't know. Okay. Oh, excuse me. All right. So, all right. So I covered yesterday. What we should do now is cover the schedule for the week, so you guys know what's coming up, what to expect, and then we'll do some chill stuff because there's really nothing else to really talk about today. So here's our schedule for the week as of now. This could change dependent on how many goals we hit. Like I said, the sooner we hit our goals, better. The sooner we hit the goals, the sooner the 5 Nights at Freddy's Marathon will take place. Okay? So right now, today we're going to be doing the Suikoden 1 HD remake. All right? I'm excited for that. Tonight is Smart Guys returning. Now remember, I do not stream Smart Guys on this channel. I stream it on DSP Reacts on YouTube, but also on the Kick channel. All right, so it'll be dual broadcast. Yes, PPP will be here. We've got a lot of wrestling content to cover, right? We got to cover all the crazy stuff that happened in Elimination Chamber, and then we have to cover Raw, which actually more significant stuff happened. So the way we're going to cover it, just so you guys know, because some people have wondered, with Smart Guys, how it works, because sometimes we hang out, we talk about drama, we talk about other shit too. We're going to do an opening segment where we get caught up briefly. But we need to get into the wrestling because we want to have time to cover all the wrestling. So we're going to get into the wrestling first, okay? Then, after we cover all of the wrestling, then we're going to get to, we want to talk about what's been going on with me, how his vacation went, stuff like that, okay? So, don't expect the drama and that stuff up first because we need to cover the wrestling because we're so backed up on covering it, okay? Also tonight on Smart Guys, I have the WWE trading cards, the Topps trading cards. And I'm going to be unpacking those for every certain amount of support that we get on the show. How much? I don't know. We didn't talk about it yet. We're going to figure it out kind of on the fly right before the show starts. So we'll announce it as the show begins. Hey, if we hit this level of support, we'll unpack the first pack live and see what cards we get in it and stuff like that. Okay? Pretty cool. All right. Tomorrow, first stream, Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Cannot wait. Last stream, we got into the meat of the game where we're in Hawaii and we're going around doing side quests, fights, and recruiting people to our pirate crew. More of that continuing tomorrow. Tomorrow night will be Friday Night Fights. So it will be fighting games. But the question is, what fighting games? Because we're now open to all different kinds of stuff. I could play the Marvel 2 collection. I could play, I could play the Street Fighter 6, or I could play classic games. I could do all of these things, all right? And I'm not sure what I want to do. So I guess we'll see and think about it. If we do return to Street Fighter 6, I'll probably play with Honda, who I haven't used in a while. But I've actually been liking the retro stuff, and I'm thinking if we play Friday night, we'll probably have more of a player base. So if I were to play, say, the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, there'll probably be more people playing on a Friday night. So, Friday Night Fights tomorrow. We'll see what we're going to do. And then I'm off on Saturday. That's my day off for the week to run errands and the like. When I return on Sunday, we'll have our second dose of Suikoden 1 HD remake. And I am going to do another Avowed Late Night Chill stream to see how it goes. Last time we played it, it actually went well. So let's see if keeping Avowed in the rotation works or not. But that's going to be Sunday night. And then Monday, More Like a Dragon, and another Chill Indies night where we're going to pick one of those indie games that we had put on the wish list and play it. Now, this is all subject to change dependent on how many goals we hit. Because when we hit the 50 goals, we're going to be doing the Five Nights at Freddy's Torture Marathon. All right? It could be as early. I would think the earliest we could do it is Sunday. But that would entail we need to hit 3 goals on one day and 4 goals on another. And I just don't foresee that happening. Okay? Just being realistic, I don't think we're going to be hitting 7 goals between today and tomorrow. Okay? We could, maybe there will be. Maybe there'll be a miraculous thing that happens. Okay? But I'm really not seeing that. All right? But say between Sunday, Monday, etc. Let's see how it goes. And depending on, what we hit, we'll do the marathon. The only thing that may put it a little weird is if it ends up trying to be on the Tuesday and then Smart Guys gets changed. Because remember, the Kino Casino guys, they stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so they can't do Smart Guys. Like, PPP can't be for Smart Guys those days. So, let's see what happens, all right? But I think it's going to be a great week coming up. There are new games coming out this month, but they're not for a bit. Just to give you guys the perspective here, I'll open up the game release schedule. So, the next major release would be WWE 2K25 on the 16th. I don't know, on the 14th. I don't know if I'm playing it or not. I'm on the fence about that one. Assassin's Creed Shadows is on the 20th. I am going to be playing that. I'm going to get Ubisoft Plus to play that, but I'm not committing to finishing it. I'm just committing to starting it and trying it and seeing if it's good or bad. And then on the 27th is Atomfall. I am totally for Atomfall because it's on Game Pass. It looks good. It looks interesting. So I definitely want to try that one. Okay? Those are the major games for the month. So as you can see, there's not that many. This gives us the opportunity to focus on Yakuza, to focus on Suikoden, to play more multiplayer of, Call of Duty, as well as, and by the way, likely I'm going to do Call of Duty earlier on next week too. So maybe I won't do Yakuza as often. Maybe we'll do Call of Duty like on Monday, okay? Okay, good stuff. All right. Oh, another contribution is coming. I've received a $2.25 tip from Walrus Nipples. When reheating pizza, do you use oven or microwave? Oven is best. Oven is best. It depends. It depends how much time we have and stuff. I'm not opposed to the microwave, but the microwave makes it mushy. The oven allows it to have some crispiness to it. But I have no clue what we'll be doing today. I don't really think too much about it, to be honest, Walrus Nipples. But thanks for the tip. All right, so that gets us up to $24 of support so far today. All right? Now, I only have one more topic for today, and it's going to be very brief, but it's just an observation. All right? As you guys know, I've said over the years, and the observations have been very apparent here, that everything that I do, for some bizarre reason, anything I do publicly on the internet, okay, somehow inspires other people to then have content based on it. All right. And I understand that they say that like imitation is the greatest form of flattery or whatever. All right. But it's just funny to me, all right, that for the record, I have now been doing Lego streams for 2 weeks. And on each of these Lego streams, we have a nice, chill, interactive hangout session where we talk a lot and we have a good time. But I also have been building Lego succulent plants, right? And it's a great time. Now, I even improved my setup to make it better for everyone and to have a better night and all of that, all right? And it's funny because every week, right, it's about a 2-hour session. And the first week, we did the first row of succulents. And then last night, or 2 nights ago, excuse me, we did the next row of succulents. And then next week, one night, we'll finish it up, right? It's going to be good. I'm really enjoying doing it. It's chill fun. It's something very different, right? But isn't it funny that when I do something, there's just people on the internet that they feel like they now not only have to also do it, but they have to like one-up me, right? Like, I'm not kidding you. I wish I were joking. Since I started doing this, multiple content creators have bought the same exact Lego set. I'm sure it was out of the blue and totally not inspired by me, right? And they're actually building the Lego set, and they're actually being like, oh, see, it took me 2 hours to build the whole thing. Did I miss something? When did building this Lego set on my chill night Lego streams become a competition of speed? In what universe did anyone say, it's time to prove how good we are at Legos and let's speed run it? And somehow this is going to be a measure of our quality of intelligence or something? Okay. Like, I don't get it. I don't even understand why anyone would entertain that level of like madness. You know what I'm saying? Like, go out, because DSP bought the Succulents Lego set. Go out and buy the same exact Lego set, build it on stream, brag about it while you're building it, saying that you're better than DSP, and time yourself while you're doing it, so then you can say, oh, I beat his time too. Does it look like I'm in a rush? Like, I actually took it as these are nice variety streams, right? This is actually an opportunity for me to do something different. It's not gaming. It's kind of a way to have a late night chill with Phil stream, but not just talking with me, but also seeing something else happen as well. It's the first time I've built Legos since I was a kid. These Legos are way different from when I was a kid. I've never seen anything like this before. It kind of blows my mind that Legos have evolved to this level that they can look like something like this. Because when I was a kid, they were all still blocky. You know, I had the Sherwood Forest Lego set of Robin Hood, and I'm building trees with a tree hut in it, and, you know, bow and arrow riding on a horse with bushes and shit. And now look at what they're making now. Pretty crazy, right? But to what level of pathetic nature do you have to be to say, oh, well, DSP did something, so now what we need to do is we need to do the same thing he did, but somehow act like we're better than Phil, okay? Newsflash, Phil doesn't care how fast you built this set. Phil wasn't in a rush to build it. Phil's having a good time spreading this content out over several weeks, having chill sessions with his viewers. Like, what are you even talking about? But what gets me is that people entertain it and think that, like, wow, that's good. Why do you think that? When did me doing anything become a competition? I'm lost. Like, the only thing I would even argue that I'm semi-competitive at would be playing some Street Fighter, right? At least I try to do well competitively in Street Fighter. Why on earth would I care about how fast someone builds the same Lego set? But then again, how many people made fun of me for having vests and hats and stuff, but then proceeded to do streams where they put on vests and hats, where they had goals set, literally inspired by me having goals on my streams, right? Incentivizing contributions. It's just hilarious. Like, everything Phil does is wrong, yet watch us now do it. Huh? But what really gets me is that I don't talk about these people. I don't watch their content, but yet they still do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally, you might not even realize this, all right? That person, that creator, all right, that my detractors were essentially trying to cause drama with to have content. They were trying to content farm, right? I have literally never said their name once ever in my content. Are you aware of that? Not once. Never name dropped. I've never seen this person. I have no idea what they look like. I've never watched their content. I don't care to because I don't give a shit about them. But this is what I mean. Like, these people all somehow make me their focal point. Like, I'm what they're obsessed with. I'm what they're like, they must watch and must make fun of, but also emulate. It's very bizarre in a way. If you don't like me and you think that the content I make is bunk and bad, then why do you copy it? Why do you run to buy the same Lego set that I have just to do what I'm doing? And in some cases, before I even did it, right? Like, some people bought it and built it. I didn't even do my Lego night yet. Like, what? It doesn't seem to make much sense. You know, it just doesn't. But to me, it's weird because here's what really got me, right? So I'm talking to PPP last night about, what we're going to do on Smart Guys and stuff like that. And he goes, there's a lot to talk about, both in pro wrestling and in the DSP universe. And I said, the what? The DSP universe. It's you, but all of these people who like revolve around you, despite the fact that I don't have anything to do with any of them. And I started thinking to myself, I was like, he's right. Like, that's actually the correct way to describe it. It's like I'm the central body and everything orbits around me, right? But I have nothing to do with it. I just exist doing my own thing of my own content. You know what I'm saying? And then all these weird idiots just like hover around me and float around me, making content around me, impersonating me, copying me, making fun of me, whatever it is. But it's like they're so obsessed with DSP and the lore of DSP and the mythos of DSP that they can't get over it. And they just, it's like, like I said, it really is like an obsession, a weird obsession. To me, I have nothing to do with any of it. Literally, I'm the most disconnected person, right? I didn't even know. And then someone last night says, are you aware that Review Tech USA went out, bought the same Lego set you did, built it, and then he's bragging that he did it faster than you? No, I don't care. Why would I? What? This has nothing to do with me. The guy's fucking nuts. I've been saying it for how many months? The guy's just literally insane. And it's just bizarre. So if right now, if randomly, if I just pulled out a piece of white toast and I just buttered it on stream and ate it, would this become a thing? Would like creators now say it's white toast day and start buttering and eating white toast on stream just because I did it? Right? I don't know. What if one day I had debilitating diarrhea and I had to keep running to my bathroom every 5 minutes? Would other creators imitate me and act like they have debilitating diarrhea? I don't get it. I'm lost. What is so interesting about me? Can anyone explain it? Really? Can anyone explain what is actually interesting about Darkside Phil that everyone has to imitate, copy, deride. I'm really at a loss because all these things happen around me that I'm not involved in. Did you know that so-and-so did this on Twitter and they invoked your name and did that? No, because I don't care. I'm not involved. I'm just doing my own thing. I don't care what this weird universe drama sphere nonsense that circles around me does, because it's not me. I haven't condoned it. I haven't inspired it. I haven't done anything. I'm just myself. I just sit here and I make content for an audience and I hang out. We have a good time. And you guys like the content and you support it. And that's it. But when you ask, I don't understand. How is it that DSP has longevity? How is it that almost 17 years he's been a creator, but he doesn't really get many views? He doesn't, he's not that popular. So how is it that he still has the longevity that he has? It has to have something to do with this insane level of obsession. That no matter what it is I do, as innocuous, as mundane, as normal of an activity that it is that I do, it's big news. Really, it's like, whoa. I can't believe Phil's doing that. Doing what? Building a Lego set? What are you talking about? Well, let's see what some people have to say. Brash Candicoot says, you're entertaining without trying. Being yourself is hilarious and entertaining. Can't really explain it. It is what it is. Hearts to Heart says, you're a normal guy and it makes you interesting. Being normal makes it interesting. Really. That might be an interesting statement. So what you're saying is pretty much everyone else on the internet that tries to be like a content creator has some crazy over-the-top thing. And I don't. I'm just a normal person. And because of that, that's why I'm interesting? I'm so confused. Dummy Koala says it's because you're famous from gaming. Your dedication is unmatched. They refuse to admit it. Narwhal Gaming says, yesterday the Truth Seekers guy was trying to get your attention. He couldn't quit you. I don't even know. I don't know. Again, I'm doing my own thing, and I want nothing to do with any of this shit that circles around me at all. Leave me alone. It's like a bunch of gnats. You go outside, it's a humid day, and there's like a cloud of gnats, and you accidentally walk into it, you're like, fuck. That's what I feel like some days. Like, I just want to be me and do my thing, but then the gnats get on me. I'm like, fuck. Now I gotta get these things out of my face, and do my hair, and fuck, get this out of here. And I can get back to my normal shit, right? I don't know. I have the X Factor. What is the X Factor? Well, what Mike Klum told me, all right, was that for some reason, because I've been in the game for so long, and because I have remained successful, I've remained someone who could maintain a business, even with all the people on the internet who've dumped on me and tried to cancel me and do all this stuff over the years, there is now a mythos associated with me. And that's kind of where the interest lies. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what, I don't know. I'm just relating what people have told me, right? No, but Fright Vision, you see, this is the problem. It's the opposite of what you just said. Fright Vision says, I don't think they're copying you. They're making fun of you. Don't you think? You lack self-awareness. No. I don't lack self-awareness. They do. Because if you're going to make fun of someone for doing something and say, wow, that's stupid or that's bad, you don't then do it yourself. Get it? Like, oh, that person really sucks because they put on a vest. Let me do a whole stream where I put on vests. Wow, that person's a real hack because they have goals and they ask for donations. Let me do a stream where I have goals and I ask for donations. Man, what a dummy. He thinks it's entertaining content to build the succulent Lego. Let me go buy the succulent Lego and build it on my stream. Do you see the lack of self-awareness? They think they're making fun of me, but in reality, they're fucking felting themselves. I literally don't have to lift a finger against these people. They embarrass themselves so badly that I just sit here on my throne, making the content I want to make, continue to be successful every day, and they just fucking peter out and disappear. They become the living joke memes while I just sit here doing my thing, ignoring it all. I could be jumping into the drama sphere, right? I could be, right? I literally could be jumping in and saying, let's watch all their content. Let's react to it. Let's make fun of them like they make fun of me. I don't have to. Today I'm going to play Suikoden 1 Remastered or Remake, right? A RPG from the 1990s. I'm going to have people who are going to be here enjoying, engaging, and supporting that stream. I don't have to sit here and be like, let's look at the clown who also tried to build the Lego set, or let's look at the idiot who did a whole stream making fun of my goals. I don't need to. I could, and that would be like a vacation day for me because I wouldn't have to work. I would just be sitting here taking pot shots at some schlub and be like, okay, and everyone likes the drama and everyone enjoys it and supports it, and they do. Like, when I've done it, it works. But the way I see it is these idiots don't realize that when even they're trying to make fun of me, they're literally just exposing themselves every single moment they do it. Because they're showing they don't have content, they don't have an original thought in their fucking heads, and they have to copy everything I do. Whether it's in a derogatory manner or not, they're still copying me. I'm the innovator, and they have to bite off of me every fucking day. Because if they don't, they have nothing to do. Holy crap. Anyway, enough of that. There was a couple contributions that came in, but I have no idea what this one is. I'm going to check. There's some weird currency. If I can't figure it out, I'm not going to bother with it, but let me see if I can figure this out. What is it? Let me see here. Okay. So Waddle D Fighter did a $2 super chat, and he says, JKB did 9 Lego streams before you did one. Okay. What does that have to do with me? I've literally never seen a stream from JKB ever. I've never seen him build a Lego. I don't even know that. I don't care. I'm not copying him. I'm not trying to. I didn't build something he specifically built. I haven't referenced him. If you're implying that I'm copying him, you're wrong. I did Lego streams because people asked me to. All last year, people said, did you ever think about doing something different, like building a model or something? And I said, yeah, maybe. Maybe we could do something like that. And then it turned into, well, what's the easiest thing to do? Well, Legos, because that's pre-done. You just build it live as opposed to having to snap it together or paint it or shave or any of that stuff, right? Like, Legos is definitely the easiest building thing that you can kind of do, like a hobbyist thing on a stream. And people wanted it. They told me to buy a Lego set. It was a reward where people said, let's do this as a reward instead of DSP tries it as something different. So I get it. I know what you're saying. But there's a big difference between just because someone else had been doing it, right? Versus someone directly said, let's reference them. Let's talk about them doing it. Let's make fun of it. Let's copy them by buying the exact same Lego set they've done and then try to beat them to it or do it better than them. None of that happened. That's like saying, well, because I did gameplay videos with commentary on them on YouTube after other people did, I must have copied them, right? Even though I was doing that in 2008, well, technically there were people doing improv commentary over gameplay before me. So I was just being a horrible copycat, right? I just completely uninspired, right? Gotcha. And by that same reasoning, every single person who ever played a video game and did commentary over it after me also copied me. You all bit off of me, and I did it in 2008. So anyone who played a game with commentary after 2008, you copied Darkside Phil. There you go. And by the way, anyone who actually ever played a video game on camera and made fun of the game has copied the Angry Video Game Nerd, because he's the first person who did that, right? Totally. There you go. So, I mean, this is kind of semantics at this point. Pretty silly, right? All right. Well, anyway, thank you for the $2 super chat, Waddle D Fighter. I don't even know if that's really what you were getting at or not. And then, Jalen did a $2 super chat. Ben Shapiro wants Derek Chauvin pardoned. Thoughts? My thoughts are, I don't care what Ben Shapiro wants. Okay? That's my thoughts. Game Boy, how are you today? Good to see you. And then Princess Luna with a $10 super chat. That's our biggest super chat of the day so far. Let's get that up on the leaderboard. Have you played What Remains of Edith Finch? A chill game around 2 to 4 hours long with an interesting narrative-driven story that might be good for an indie night. Played it and loved it. There's one or two things in there that was a little weird, I think, but I played it and I actually really enjoyed it many years ago, actually. So, yes, I have enjoyed that. Thank you for the suggestion, but full playthrough is available on DSP Gaming right now. You can find it if you search for it in my playlist tab. For those who don't know, I actually should probably show this because a lot of people don't realize this, okay? So, DSP Gaming has literally been around since 2010. That's how old the channel is. It's around 15 years old at this point. 15 years of archived playthroughs. How can you find out if I've played something? Do not go to the YouTube general search up here. That is a waste of time. It doesn't work properly. Their algorithm is ass, and you'll never find what you're looking for. What you need to do is you go to my playlists tab on DSP Gaming. Then you click the magnifying glass here, and then you type in what you want. For example, Princess Luna had just brought up What Remains of Edith Finch. Not only do you get part 1, you get the entire playlist. So you can go ahead and either watch the first part and see if you like it, or you can just click play all on the playlist, and you're good to go. And this goes for any game. Quick, someone in chat mention a game from the last 15 years. Just mention a random game from the last 15 years, guys. Let's see if it works. Kirby. All right, we'll just type in Kirby. Kirby Superstar Saga on the SNES. Kirby's Epic Yarn. Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Super Smash Bros. Kirby online gameplay on the Nintendo 3DS. Kirby's Return to Dreamland. I've done quite a lot of Kirby gameplay over the years, as you can see. So here you go. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. Nintendo World Championships, which featured Kirby. There you go. So it works. Fallout. Okay, a video 9 years ago about how I was going to play Fallout 4. This isn't Fallout, me reacting to Adamfall. My next-gen run in Fallout 4. An actual video from my original Fallout 4 playthrough 9 years ago. DSP tries Fallout 76 during the free trial. Fallout 4 when I first played it with mods. My first run in Fallout 4 DLC, Far Harbor. So as you can see, I mean, Fallout is a very broad one, right? Like, for example, if you were to be more specific, if you were to say Fallout New Vegas. Here's my original playthrough from 14 years ago. Here's my hardcore run that I did 9 years ago. See? So that's how you can find that stuff, all right? So always use my playlist tab and always use the magnifying glass, and that's how you can find all of my old stuff. Do not use YouTube search up here. You will never find anything of use. I mean it. You'll find detractor videos, you'll find the wrong videos, or you'll find the middle of a play. You'll never give you what you're looking for. Their search is crap. You need to use the playlist search. Okay. Now people are just randomly naming it. Well, you can do it for yourself. I don't necessarily have to do it here live. You can name it for yourself, and you'll see. It'll work. And then you can watch the playthrough and enjoy it, okay? All right. Good stuff. Well, we still got a little bit of extra time on the show. All right. If anyone has any questions, please tag me in the chat. Guys, it sure would be great to get some more support before we jump into Suikoden. So let's get some more stuff. First of all, how about some more subs over on Kick? We got 2 so far. Can we get a few more subs on Kick today? We have no memberships today. 0. So it would be great to get our first membership here on the stream. And, some super chats or tips as well. Let's get it. Who's going to take the top spots right now, right? Currently, we only have 1 sub on Kick. That's the top spot. That's easy to top. No members. The first person to gift a membership gets that spot. Super chat is $10, right? And tip is also quite low. What's the top tip right now? So quick, easy opportunity to take those spots if you support today. Will I ever play King's Field? I know of King's Field. It's the oldest, or one of the oldest, FromSoft games. I've actually seen it before. I've seen it in action. It's rough. It's a very outdated game at this point. It's 1990s first-person RPG. That's very difficult. So I honestly don't think I would play it at this point. Unless it had like some kind of a remaster or something, then maybe I would consider it. But I doubt that I would I would play it for myself at this point. Shout out to Sure Shot, our first member. Sure Shot has become a member this morning. And that counts towards the goal. So now we are at $41 of support, because that counts for 3. Thank you, Sure Shot. I did play For Honor back in the day when it was a new game, and I actually liked it at launch, but the internet connections were just never that good. It was always quite laggy, so I kind of gave up on it and never went back to it. King's Field is very dull and only interesting as history. There you go. After I play Suikoden, I should try Euden Chronicle, made by the OG creators of Suikoden and the spiritual successor. I've heard about that. I never got around to it, but I did hear that. What's the theme of my lights today? It's nothing. It's just a kind of a gradient between like light blue and green. I thought it's like a nice fantasy kind of a setting for like an RPG. It matches kind of like a fantasy Zelda theme too with the font that I'm using. Nothing in general. What I've been doing is I take RGB settings that have a theme and I edit them to be my own. I think this one was originally called like Cotton Candy, and it was like pink and purple or pink and like neon blue. But what I did is I changed the colors, I changed the speed, and it ends up looking like a nice gradient. It's very calming and relaxing, right? Why did I skip the Surge games? Because the Surge is made by the same company that made Lords of the Fallen, and Lords of the Fallen was an atrociously bad game at launch many, many years ago. So I just didn't trust them to make good games, and I never bothered playing anything else that studio ever made, including the Lords of the Fallen that came out years later. Joel Loft, I've already answered this question a million times, but I'll say it one more time. I'm not playing Monster Hunter Wilds because the audience does not like the game. I tried playing 3 different Monster Hunter games in a row, including Monster Hunter Worlds, Monster Hunter Rise, Monster Hunter Wilds. Every time I tried to play one, people said this is boring and didn't tune in, didn't engage, and didn't support. I gave up. I'm just not going to struggle trying to play Monster Hunter when the audience doesn't seem to like it. All right? I understand it's an incredible bestseller right now. I understand why it's an incredible bestseller. The game looks great. I actually really liked the beta when I played it, but the audience didn't. So I got to do stuff my audience likes. It's that simple. Let's see here. Do I wax my forehead in the morning? Yes, I use turtle wax. Have I ever been satisfied with the game's online connection? Sure. Probably one of the best fighting games I ever played online back in the day was Pokken Tournament. I don't know how they did it, but it played on the Wii U exclusively, and the connections were mostly good. There was like maybe a few very small laggy connections, but for the most part, it was actually very good online. Tekken, the connections in Tekken are quite good. I don't know why people don't talk about it more, but the Tekken online play is quite good in my opinion. Street Fighter 6 at one point was good. When it first came out, the connections were great. The problem is the player base shrunk over the last 2 years. There's less people playing, and because of that, the connections get worse. But originally, Street Fighter 6 actually had really good online connections. Not so much anymore. Okay. Can we play Pit Fighter? I don't think I've been asked to play a more random game. Pit Fighter? Why would we be playing Pit Fighter in 2025 exactly? Does anyone even know what Pit Fighter is? Pit Fighter was a beat 'em up. Okay, think like almost said Fatal Fury. Think like Final Fight, Streets of Rage, but it's set in a small, supposed to be like a basement arena fighting ring, and it was digitized characters like Mortal Kombat. They scanned and digitized real people. It was very basic though. Like there was no real special moves. It was just like punch, kick, throw, and like a jump kick or something like that. Um, and man, it was crude. It's funny as shit. It really is. It's a funny game to watch and play, but it's not a serious competitive fighting game or anything. It's more like you're challenging the computer to endless waves and gauntlets of enemies. Um, but yeah, it's really funny to watch just to see how the early actual like scanning technology was for video games. But it's certainly not fun to play. It's a really crappy game. What was my favorite N64 game? It's a tough question, but I would say it's a tie between Super Mario 64 and Star Fox 64. I loved both games. Okay. I received a generous $10 tip from Voland, who says, "You're going to play Suikoden? That's one of my favorite games from back in the day. I'm excited about this trip into the past." Yes, I am. Yes, I am. It's installed, it's ready to go, and that's our stream for today. I really do hope people will give it a shot and hang around because I love it. I really do love the game. It's been a million years since I played it, so it's going to be pretty special for me to re-experience this game with all of you. It's just been a long time. And whenever I get to play one of these games from my youth that I really enjoyed back in the day, it really feels like a special playthrough to me. So thank you, Voland. Appreciate that. We are now 1/3 of the way to our support goal for today. That is very good. Excellent. Thank you. I did play Primal Rage back in the day as well. I played all these games in arcades. Jesse says N64 was his favorite console. I think it was a lot of people's favorite console. It was very popular. Am I going to do an April Fool's this year? Probably not. I don't even know when April Fool's is. Like, it's a Tuesday. Probably not. To be honest, for me, like April Fool's is like, I don't know. I'm just not a guy that's into like pranks. You know what I mean? I have a lot of stress in my real life. So I don't like adding extra undue stress because of jokes or pranks and shit. I just don't like to have my leg pulled. So in that way, I don't really think doing like an April Fool's thing, I don't know. I don't know what I would do, honestly. I haven't really been thinking about it. So Lorraine Tide says, thoughts on integrating AI into your streams? Can you have an AI count your contributions automatically? Well, first off, I do have AI on my streams. This background removal tool is AI powered. It's been programmed through being fed data of many, like human profiles to try to highlight a human and make that what stands out on screen. okay? Right now, my hair is sticking up on the right-hand side of my head. It's bothering me today. It's a pet peeve of mine when my hair sticks up like that. I'm gonna have to brush my hair before we start because it's like, look at that. It really won't stop sticking up either. So yeah, this is AI powered, but that's why you notice I'm good, but the chair is phasing in and out because it's been programmed to try to select a human's body and keep that in the shot and delete everything else. But it can't really read what the chair is. It doesn't know if the chair is part of my body or not. So it's like phasing in and out as I move. Doesn't do a good job with that. So this is actually AI powered. This removal tool, FYI. Now, the reason I don't automate my leaderboard is very simple. It's twofold, okay? Two reasons. Reason number one, by having to manually update it, it ensures that I'm giving proper shout outs to everyone who supports my content. And I'm incredibly grateful for the level of people who come by here and how much they support my content. I don't want to have it become automated because then if I do, it's just going to be very easy to miss contributions and not shout them out. If you ever look at one of these bigger YouTubers or streamers who automate everything, did you notice they almost never shout stuff out? They wait for like a giant contribution to shout it out, and that's about it. They don't individually kind of thank everyone for their support. Well, I don't want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be like that. I basically want to be someone who's grateful and to show that thankfulness by shouting out every contribution, and by doing it manually, it allows me to do that. That's number one. Number two, if there was automation on my leaderboard, 100%, these weirdo people would find ways to get me in trouble for it. All right? What I mean by that is right now, everything you see on this leaderboard is 100% controlled by me. I know everything that's on there. I make sure that everything is spelled a certain way, written a certain way, etc. If it was automated, you would easily have people. I'm trying to turn off my camera. I accidentally turned on the AI, by the way, that's another AI that I have. And we'll talk about that in a second. If we had a leaderboard that was automated, you absolutely would have my detractors coming in here trying to have names that are like the N-word or, an incredibly bad term that you could never say on YouTube, and then be like, look, he has it on his stream, and then get me in trouble. It's the same reason why I don't have the chat on screen. A lot of streamers have that, but if I were to do it, immediately you see people coming in here with these sock accounts that are heinous things and named doxing and shit. And they'll be like, ha, I got on Phil's video, and now he can't upload that video because then people will say that he doxed someone, which can happen. Are you aware that if someone's personal info is in your video, whether you realize it or not, whether you intentionally do that or not, someone can flag it on YouTube and get it taken down. They could say, oh, my personal info is in that video, and I don't want that exposed, so they could take down your content. Imagine now every stream people are posting doxes in my chat, and it's on screen. That's the end of my content. It will never be able to be broadcast, you see? So that's why. Now, another thing of AI that I have is this. This camera is AI powered. When I hand command it like this, it's using AI right now to follow me. So everywhere that I go in the room, the camera will follow me around. See? It goes up, down, it goes left, right. It follows me all around. That's AI. Pretty neat, isn't it? I think so. I think it's a pretty neat thing. Not that I use it that much, but it's good for face cam, because during face cam, when I'm doing gameplay here, sometimes I got to update the leaderboard. So I go over here and see, I come back. And then sometimes it loses track, as you can see, because AI isn't great. AI is learning and getting better over time. But there you go. What's funny is it was doing this months ago, and I was like, oh, I'll never use that feature. And now I literally use it every stream. Go figure, right? And I turn it off with another hand command. There you go. Okay. Whoa. I received a generous $25 contribution from Murdoch, who I haven't seen Murdoch in ages. Murdoch, how are you doing? Will we see a 108-star Destiny run? Well, here, if you don't know what that means, that is a direct reference to Suikoden, okay? The way this game works is once you get to a certain part of the story, the game opens up and allows you to explore and do side missions and side content and recruit characters. This game has more characters recruitable than arguably any other RPG ever. 108 characters. Okay? So, obviously, with that many characters, it could take you an incredibly long time to get through the game if you're doing a completionist run. However, unless you have a guide, okay? Unless you have a guide, it is nearly impossible to look upon every character in this game. And here's why. Some characters will only arrive in certain places at certain times during certain timed circumstances. So you go and do this mission, then you do this thing, and you do it in that order. Then if you go to this area, then this character will be sitting there and you can have a conversation with them and recruit them. But if you don't do that, and go there right then, they're never in the game. So without a guide, it's nearly impossible. I don't think that you guys would really want me to use a guide. So likely I'm not getting all 108. Now, if you guys, as I'm playing, so want to say, hey, you can recruit this person. If you do this right now, you should go do it, right? Sure, then I would listen to your advice. That's part of the interactive streaming experience that I really enjoy us having. And I've already played this game multiple times in the 90s. I did a first-time honest run, and then I did a second run where I did use a guide and I got all the characters. So I've seen it all right? So in this case, it's okay hand-holding because I've already played the game. It's a classic from my youth. If people want to handhold and help me find characters and stuff, I'm down for that. So let's see how it goes. That's like I said, I feel like this is going to be a way more interactive playthrough than any of the ones that I've done recently because we're going to be chilling and talking and everything, and people who like it are going to be interacting with me. It's going to be a good one, I feel, okay? Okay, so now, guys, we're more than halfway to our goal already. We're at 76 rupees out of the 150 rupee goal for this RPG stream. Last chance if anyone would like to contribute before we switch to the game. Is there any last minute stuff you guys want to talk about? Any last minute contributions before we begin? No? I guess not. No one tagged me. All right. Oh, do I say caramel or caramel? I say both. When I was growing up, it was always caramel. Caramel, 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 caramel corn. You know, the Milky Way has caramel in it. But then as I grew up, I noticed the spelling is actually spelled caramel. I was like, is it caramel? And I think it actually is supposed to be caramel. Don't Be Koalas is the last time I played this game. Was it live capture or capture at screen? No, I never played it for YouTube. Now, this is my first time doing this game for an audience. I've only played it for myself offline when I was young. That was it. I haven't played it in my, even in my adult life, I don't think. Fright Vision says, what fighting games do you recommend me playing because I'm younger and I don't know older ones? Just play the modern ones. At this point, you're probably never going to need to go back to play the classics. There's no real reason. It's not like they have tournament scenes or anything. And the newer games are also easy to learn. Just play a newer game. Play Street Fighter 6 or Tekken 8. You know what I mean? Go for those. What's up, X-Shooter? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Sarah says, if this goes well, can we play more RPGs? Well, yes, but the key is to not play too many at a time. Like right now, we're playing Avowed, which I'm not set on 100% completing yet. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza, that one I'm going to play till completion. And we're going to try Suikoden today. I want to say we're playing Suikoden 1 till completion. But if I start playing it and we notice no one's showing up, no one's engaging, and no one's supporting, then we can't. But I want to. You understand? This is a game that has meaning to me. This is a game that I want to experience with you guys, but we need people to actually be here for it. So let's see how it goes. But the key is don't play too many. Can't play 7 RPGs at once, okay? I received a $3 tip. Why not allow people who contribute to pick a party member, maybe top contribution or set price? The thing is, I haven't played this game in so long. I definitely need to experiment with it myself to try to remember the mechanics, to try to remember how the parties work. So I don't want to have people immediately dictating the whole playthrough. You know what I mean? Like, I do want it to be like an honest playthrough for me, at least. when it comes to the elements of it. Maybe long term we could do something like that. Like, let's say I recruit 50 characters and we're trying to determine who should be in our combat party. Sure, maybe then. But let's get to that point. I'm not ready to start making that kind of commitment at this point. Falcule says Dead or Alive 4 is a good old fighting game. It's not all complicated and the AI is actually good. Yeah, but how would you play Dead or Alive 4? That was like a launch title for Xbox 360. At this point, I don't think it was going to have a community or whatever, right? I have just received an incredibly generous $50 super chat from Damien, who says, I don't know if you've ever played Soul Reaver, but the game has an amazing story and dope voice actors. I have never played it, but I am well aware of it. Soul Reaver was very popular back in the day during the PS1, PS2 era and had multiple games and actually was frequently like a cover story of gaming magazines and things like that. Everyone talked about Soul Reaver, but that was the era for me when I was not into console gaming. I was into traveling and playing competitive Street Fighter. And so therefore, I wasn't really into playing those kind of games. So I missed out on that. Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain, that stuff, right? Yeah, I've never played them. I am aware that they made a collection or whatever recently, but there wasn't too much demand for it, so that's why I didn't really get to it. Thank you, Damien. Incredibly generous super chat. So now we're up to 129 rupees. We're a mere 21 rupees away from hitting our first goal of the day. Perry the White just gifted 5 subs over on Kick. 5 sub bomb from Perry the White. Thank you so much, Perry. So with that is another 25 bucks to support. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely, positively official. Right here today on the Level 1 podcast, we have hit the goals. The coffers have been filled. The taxes have been paid. The first stream of Suikoden 1 Remake is a successful stream. Thank you so much. The best part about that, now we can enjoy it and not have to sit here and be like, oh, are we going to hit a gold and we get support? We did. We did it. We already did it. So thank you guys so very, very, very much for this support for the classics. And again, a game that means a lot to me. It means a lot that you guys are here to chill and to support it. Thank you so much. All right. Very, very nice. Good stuff. All right. I think it is time. Oh, never mind. Another tip has come in. We got a $2 tip here from Flatman B. He says, I haven't played this game in like 21 years. No joke. I can remember what I was living and what I was doing at the time. Good times. And I'm playing Symphony of the Night. I was playing Symphony of the Night also at the time. They were both, that's right. They were both PS1 games. Symphony of the Night I missed out on. I've never played it past the first half. I basically played it to the upside down castle, and then I stopped playing it when the castle flipped. I actually got pretty pissed. I did. I got to the end and I was like, yes, I beat it. And then the castle flips and they go, oh, the game's only the first half. And I said, well, fuck this game. And I never played it again. Seriously, I got so upset. I was like, this is bullshit. All right. All right, folks, let's end the show. All right? What a great one. Thank you all so very much. So here's the deal. Tomorrow, my final streaming day of the week, I will be talking about how this stream went. We'll be talking about Smart Guys, all right? We're going to be talking about all of this stuff. It is going to be a great day tomorrow to end my week. I hope that you will join me. Thank you all. See you tomorrow for the final Level 1 podcast of the week. Peace out.